try and stuff Nikki Haley down our throats as a Republican when we all know she's a rhino.
Well, you can't stuff her down our throats when Trump's beating her, 8 or 10 to 1.
Yeah, but they're going to try.
Well, there's people that are trying to get the party to coalesce and come together, and maybe Trump can pull off a little bit of that. But she's burned a lot of bridges. So, and a lot of people know what she is, but the people that know what she is like it that way. They're either never Trumpers or they're not very strong Republicans, and they're compromised people. Go along to get along and get screwed in the process.
Hey, success.
Hey, there he is. We were looking for you. Ron said he would be in here tonight, so you might want to swing over that way, and once you get established, and we'll see if we can get Ron in here at 7:30 or 7:35 or so.
Sounds good. Yeah, I've been sitting here listening to you gentlemen. So everybody's coming in here okay.
Did you say everybody was coming in okay?
Yeah, the ones I could hear, Dave and whoever else is in there, I could copy them.
Oh, it's just Frank, but Frank's turned away from you. I don't think his 10 watts is going to be overwhelming, but he goes down the valley pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I hear him okay.
We should have Rob in here tonight. Rob, this is the last night for Rob and Dave and several others, because they're all going to be taking a class, Ken's extra class radio amateur license class is going to be the next 8 weeks, starting next week, I guess, on Tuesday night. So we'll have a skimpy 1296 net for a while there. AA6 Sugar with the pause for WA6AAJ and others, K6MYC. Where's Kerry? Kerry was out here for a few minutes, and he said he would stick around, and every time we turned it to him, he was gone. I don't think we waited 5 minutes to turn it over to him, and he was already gone. So I don't know what happened to him. Maybe Laura needed something last night. Are you going to, after you work, Ron, would you guys go down south and see if you can pick up Ralph and Joe? And you might check and see what Ralph will tell you about what his prognosis was with the heart thing and the blood pressure. I think he dropped his blood pressure was real low and he had low electrolytes. And what the determination of what his problem was. If it's like Kerry, they are still doing tests on him, and they could never find anything wrong with Kerry. He's back to normal, and they couldn't find any reason for what happened. But almost the same thing happened to Ralph, and I was just wondering if they come up with different results there. Over.
No, I'll check, see what's happening. We did work on another station, the WA6 Echo Mike Echo. We worked in LA on 1296 last Tuesday. Mike, go ahead.
Now, what was it, WA6 EME?
WA6 Earth, MEM. What did I say, EM? WA6 Mike Echo Mike.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mike Echo Mike. I don't know who that is. I worked W7 MEM all the time, or used to, when he was on 6 a lot, but I don't know who WA6 Mike Echo Mike is, but I'm glad to know he's on 1296. So we'll, I may take a chance and go down there one of these days. And you might ask him if they're going to be on Friday night. If he's strong enough, I don't mind going out there. But I mean, it's pointless to go out to work Friday night and work Ralph and Joe, and then I got everything fired up for nothing, and there's nobody else even tries. Over.
Yeah, Roger. He wasn't real strong, but Mike and I both made a contact with him.
Okay, well, that's maybe going to motivate him to get a little bit more. Do you know what he was running?
I'm not sure how much power. I think he's got a single Yagi or something. I'll have to ask Joe.
Okay. Well, I work Ralph pretty easily most of the time when Ralph's capable of rotating the antenna and gets it pointed right. He's usually pretty easy to work. He isn't quite as strong as Joe. But anyway, it looks like it's about 7:30. You want to try for Ron over there?
Yeah, I'll turn the antenna around and see if Ron's there. You can probably hear me now. W6QY, AA6S. I'm going to start turning my antenna and get it over towards Atascadero there. Anyway, I'll see what happens here, Mikey.
Well, you can shout out that he's there. That way I know whether to listen or not.
Yeah, Roger. Well, he's going to be dropping down now into a no. W6QUI, W6QUI. You're out, Ron. AA6S, over. W6QUI, W6QUI. AA6S, label 6 sugar, over. Nothing yet, Mikey, nothing yet.
Roger, roger.
My antenna, you can probably hear me better now. K6MYC, nothing yet from Ron there, Mikey, go ahead.
No, I hear you fine. I hear you no matter where you point, Bill. I can copy you no matter where you're pointing. I think my ears are a little better than yours, over.
Now, I'm not on him now, but I can probably still copy him. I'm about 5, 6, 7 degrees off.
Yeah, it didn't seem to make any difference. You're as weak now as you were when you were pointed right at him, over.
When I pointed right at him, could you hear me at all?
Yeah, you're fine. I don't see any difference, over.
Well, I sure do. You're gone here. I had to move it so I can hear you.
Well, maybe he's not going to be there tonight. What time is it, guys?
29 minutes after.
Oh, well, then maybe we're still a little bit early. I didn't realize I got out here 10 or 15 minutes before the net tonight. Anyway, we'll stick with you. You can bump it up just a little bit this way if it makes it easier for you to hear me. And we'll take a standby. We're looking for KC5DTU. We're looking for N6BYH. We're looking for anybody else, WA6AAJ. Anybody else on 1296 up and down the San Joaquin Valley. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net. You know, one thing that would make it a lot easier, but maybe, I don't know if Ralph and Joe ever work anybody else beside you and Mike. But if he would just come up on this frequency at this time at 7:30, let's have him come up here and we can work him right here, because I'm always pointed down your way for at least 5 or 10 minutes at the beginning of the net. They could come here and there's not enough traffic here that we wouldn't hear them. And we could stand by for them every now and then like we're standing by for W6QUI. You might mention it to them that they don't have to go to 090. If they're not going to work anybody else down there, they might as well do it here, over. Are you not copying me now, Bill?
Yep, sounds like Ron's in there. K6USY 1079.
Oh, thanks for telling me.
Yeah, I can barely hear Bill when he's pointed that direction, but sounds like Ron's there.
A lot of juice on this band. Years ago, I had a homemade thing, and altitudes, I had high-speed air going across, and I had to tune it hot. It'd come on at about 200 watts out in about 5 seconds or 4 seconds. It'd stay at 400 out. So I came up about 3 dB in about 4 seconds there. I didn't want to go to the hassle. I had it rigged to put water on them, but I didn't want to hassle having water with 1,300 volts on the water there, Ron. You know what I mean? W6QUI, A6S, and Mikey is in here listening, so we'll see what happens if he's copying you. W6QUI, A6S, over.
Aaron, you tell me. I can't hear Ron. I could tell he's in there, pointed sort of this direction here, but he's not even close to readable. So I'm going to go on up and try to get KW6S. You copying me, Aaron? Apparently nobody's copying.
Oh, I'm here. Sorry, Mike. I was dealing with kids.
Okay, no worries. I can't hear Ron no matter where I point, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, it sounds like Bill's going to be heading back this way, K6USY.
Okay, and I'm over toward Santa Cruz looking for KW6S. KW6S Tom. K6MYC in the Bozo Net, over. Well, I'll come back to Tom. I'll go right into the Bay Area here.
727, Mike.
Okay, hi, Mike.
Mike.
I hear you, Fred, but you're kind of weak tonight, but I can probably peek on you. Give me a little more chatter, and I'll see if I can get a peek on you, Fred. You're Q5, but marginal. KD6S, okay. K6MYC, over.
Okay, yeah, you're kind of marginal as well. Just kind of both ways conditions. I've got to put it right now. Let's see if you can see something. Is that any better? If you hopefully down a little bit. I haven't changed let me check my beam head. That's still the same as before. It's about, see, that's the same. Okay, I'll just, is that any better? Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, it's a Q4, Fred. It's really Q4. You're steady, but you're very, very weak tonight, way down from normal. So we have poor propagation here on 1296, at least going toward the Bay Area. So So hopefully it'll be better going north-south, and we'll do better. Anyway, thanks for your check-in, and thanks for being there. And we'll see who else is on in the Bay Area. I'm pointed right in the middle of it, right at J and N or anybody, so we should be able to be heard. AD6SOK, following the Tuesday night fights of, what is it, Super Tuesday, K6MYC. Go ahead, Fred.
Yeah, I'm going to wait and see the results later on. Anyway, thank you for checking in there, Mike. Good to hear you. And, well, maybe the conditions will improve in an hour or so. All right, Mike, 7-3. Thanks a lot for checking in. Take care. 86 okay.
Yeah, hopefully we'll hear you tomorrow night if you can make it. Thanks, Fred. Bay Area, QRZ Bay Area, Bozo Net, K6MYC calling and standing by. Okay, I hear two of you, 637, backscatter, and I hear KT2G. Good evening to you, Mark. Good to hear you. We missed you last night, of course, but that's okay. KT2G. What is it? God darn, I never can remember your number. K6MYC. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, so KT2G is 863.
Okay, and how are you doing over there tonight? How's signals?
The signal is good. Your night class is as always. I didn't move the antenna since Sunday when you said I was peaking in 2 meters. So I don't know if this is any better in 1296 over.
Well, that's right. You were in on Sunday night, weren't you? But we didn't hear you last night on 6. But yeah, you were very strong. You're actually stronger on 2 meters now than you are tonight on 1296. I don't think the conditions are all that good. But, of course, you wouldn't notice as much on my 600 watts as I do on your 10 watts. If you had 100 watts, I probably wouldn't notice it. KT2G in the group. We do have K6 Whiskey India Sugar in here also, and I'll pick him up in a moment. Go ahead, Mark.
Yep, so no, otherwise, all's good. I will not be checking in tomorrow because, again, I'll be once more in the city, but hopefully I'll be checking in later in the week. K6NYC, KT2G.
Okay, very good, Mark. Good to hear you. Always a very steady signal from that magic location you have there. Between you and me, we got a path. It's a pretty amazing path. It's just steady. I have another guy that I work on 222 that runs. He gets about 2.5 watts to the antenna. He's running one of our 10 EZs, a 10 EZ on 222. And he's got about 5 watts output, but with a 3 dB of feed line loss, so he gets 2 or 3 watts to the antenna. But he's Q5 when I talk to him, when I point at him and I get everything peaked up, he sits there Q5 on 222. So a pretty amazing signal. He's not much weaker on that band than he is when he's running higher power on 2 meters and 6 meters. So he has an amazing signal on 222. Thanks, Mark. 7-3. Maybe we'll, I know you'll be in the city tomorrow, but we'll keep an ear out for you maybe Thursday on 432 if you can make it in. KT2G, and over to you, Paul. I can copy you. I'm not sure it's Q5, but it'll be good enough to get any check-ins that you may have to pass on. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC, over. Okay, very good, Paul. I missed a little bit because I was moving the antenna back and forth, and it's a very marginal path between you and I tonight. Nothing like we've had lately. You're Q5 if I'm pointed exactly perfectly here, and I assumed you had no other check-ins. I didn't hear you giving anything that sounded like N1PPP or KA6OSX or any other check-ins there. Okay, on your weather, getting back to normal? We had a nice day here. It was sunny off and on and pretty warm. It was probably in the 50s. And I continued to work outside doing a lot of brushing. We had sunlight. We only got a half inch in that whole last rain sequence that went on last week. I only got a half an inch through the whole thing, so we're very disappointed. Frank up north of me, 15 miles, got 3 inches of rain. I only got a half inch, so we were shorted heavily on the amount of rainfall that came here. Things are still damp. The ground's wet, so it's not bad from that standpoint, but the sun's not boiling any of that water out of the ground yet. If we had summer sun, it would be hard and dusty already. It only takes 2 or 3 days. Well, I've got some dry dirt where I'm working. In the north side of the house, I'm raking leaves, and as soon as you disturb the dirt and loosen it up, then it dries out. So I've got dry dirt already showing up on the north end of the house where I've removed the leaves and the bushes. All right. Thanks, Paul. Let me shoot it back to you one more time to confirm you have no other check-ins. K6 Whiskey India Sugar near Placerville, K6MYC.
K6NYC from K6WIS, yes, no check-ins, no relays, and info, we had over 4 days of the storm, we had about 4.5 inches of rain here, and then some mixed snow and hail with the rain as well. So back to you, 73 is Mike, K6WIS clear.
Yeah, thank you for checking in, Paul, 73's. Fine on the 4.5 inches of rain. Yeah, you got 4 inches more than we did. No snow here. It did snow at Frank's place, but it was mushy and it melted right away up at 2,300 feet, but it didn't snow here at all. If it did, it was melted before it hit the ground. 73, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, Placerville area, K6MYC. We haven't heard from Fred, K1YQP lately. I wonder if you have any word on Fred at all, over?
No, negative. I haven't heard Fred for probably at least a month now, over.
Yeah. I wonder if he's under the weather again. You might keep your ear to the ground and see if he shows up somewhere, either on a FM frequency or something there, but we haven't heard him. We've been missing him. We need him in here on the difficult bands like 222 and 1296. Hi. Thank you, Paul. 73's K6WIS, K6MYC.
Okay, Roger, Mike, 73, K6WIS.
WB6JNN.
I hear WB6JNN. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening. How are you doing tonight?
Well, signals are very, very much down, but you're Q5. There's no fading. It's a little bit dispersed. I can't get a good peak on anybody. It just comes up to a flat level for 10 or 15 degrees and then just disappears. But there's no peak in there, so it's very dispersed, over.
Well, you're coming in at 9 at the moment. You were at 7, a little lower than normal at 7, but sometimes I see you 10 over 9 too. So, and there's a lot of floater on the signal, so I think it's probably we're down maybe 5 to 10 dB below normal tonight. WB6JNN.
Yeah, well, if you guys watch the streaming and watch yourselves, you can give me a report, because I can't see the S-meter, and sometimes I'm going by what I hear, and sometimes that can be modified by the level I'm listening to you at. So if you watch the streaming and you say, well, I'm stronger tonight than I was last week on the streaming, that would give me a clue as to how the conditions are. So we might use the streaming thing as a reference from one night to the next on the conditions, Jim, over.
Not looking well. Of course, you show up on the streaming very strong, and
But yeah, it's definitely down. You were S7 that whole transmission. You had been at 9, and there is that burble in the background of fading that's going on.
He's S0.
Well, it's unsettled conditions for sure. WDB6J is.
Okay, yeah. Aaron broke in and said you're S0 looking at the streaming. No, I don't need to have the streaming for my signal report. I need it for you to listen to yourself through my station and then tell me that conditions are bad compared to the night before on your own signals. Over.
Well, I don't normally have it on when I'm talking, so I don't always see it. But I'm right at the bottom of the screen most of the time, too. So, I only have 20 watts or so getting to the antenna. So it's not a high-powered signal.
Well, again, I'm not concerned about your signal level, but I'm concerned about getting reports in terms of propagation that you could give me listening to your own signal. Nothing changing here. I'm pointing correctly, assuming that I don't have a problem or something, but on normal nights I'm listening to you in a peaked condition right where I should be pointing, and I've gone back and forth and getting all I can out of it. The only reason that it would help me would be to tell us what the propagation is like. But if you don't watch the streaming on a regular basis, don't go to any trouble. I think somebody else can do the same thing. And all I need is 1 or 2 reports from given directions, and that would give us a good idea whether the propagation is mediocre, good, or spectacular, high. And on an ongoing basis. Anyway, 7-3, Jim, good to have you in here. And let me see who else is in here. I've only heard you and Fred so far over that way. Cass and Mark, of course, KT2G, but he's in a world of his own over there. He's quite a bit stronger than you guys just because of his location, apparently. And, of course, Ed's the same way. He has a line-of-sight path to me here. So, QRZ, Bozo Net, 6 meters, 1296. Just, I'm only 1,246 megahertz low. QRZ 1296, K6MYC, beaming the Bay Area. Check-ins, please.
WA6AXX, no traffic.
Okay. Good to hear you, Rob, KM6SRR, and Ed was stronger than you were. Rob, by the way, Ed covered you up there, but we got you both. Good evening, Ed, and I guess it was a pretty modest, pretty decent day over there, no rain, no nothing, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's a super day. It's a super Tuesday. No, good weather. Nice day. Actually, I had a little bit of drizzle, but so it was a little damp, but otherwise okay. Go ahead.
Oh, you did have some drizzle, huh? I had pretty clear skies. In fact, I went out just at dusk, and not a cloud in the sky here. We're clear. It was hazy at times, hazy, light, filmy clouds that you could call moisture in the air, but it wasn't exactly what you would call a cloud. It masked the sun. Every now and then it would get a little bit more dense and the sun would get thin and then it would come out bright again. Other times it was kind of dim. But overall there was no wind, so the weather, the temperature didn't vary much in terms of, I sat out in a chair taking a break for a few minutes and sat there very pleasantly, all sweaty, and I didn't get cold from the wind blowing through me, so that was a good thing. Thanks, Ed. Good signal, and we'll get, for gosh sake, who was the other one? Oh, for heaven's sake. Who was the other station that just called in? Oh, Rob, sorry. I'm trying to get you out of the Bay Area, and it wasn't. KM6SRR. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, Mike, I just got in here. I had a lot of errands to do and worked later at work, so I'm a little late. I don't know who you've had check-in yet, but I got a few here. Over.
Well, I'll give them to you after the net, okay?
Roger, roger.
All right. I got about 9 so far, counting you. nothing spectacular, but the regulars, although Kerry was not in here. We have W6BBS. You can write these down. I'll give them to you now quickly. We're waiting for more people to come out of the woodwork in the Bay Area. Frank was in W6BBS. Dave, K6VBG. AA6 Sugar, WA6AAJ. Aaron, of course, K6USY. And W6QUI, although I didn't hear him, he was in there. And then I went over to the Bay Area and picked up KD6SOK Fred and WB6JNN Jim. K6 Whiskey India Sugar Paul was in with no other check-ins. And then you're probably up to speed at this point. Over.
KC5DTU here.
Oh, there he is, KC5DTU. We called you in last night. You must have been called back into the house. We called you. We asked you if you could stay out, and I called you in 5 minutes, and you were gone. And we called you 3 or 4 times through the net, and you were gone. So you must have something Laura needed you or something.
I received a telephone call, and I took my headset off, so I must have missed it.
Okay, well, no problem. You're in here tonight, but I'm already pointing up toward the Bay Area, so I'm pointed away from you, but you're Q5. Rob, you want to say hello to Kerry?
Sure. How you doing, Kerry? I'm not sure you can hear you. I'm pointing to the Bay Area also. KC5DTU, KM6SRR. Good evening.
KM6SRR, KC5DTU. Got you Q5, Rob. Got you Q5. Go ahead.
Roger, roger. Thank you. Good to have you in here. I was telling Mike you probably didn't have your 4-legged heater with you while you were gone last night. Over.
He's been chickening out on me lately, but I was here, and as I was telling Mike, I got a phone call, and I took my headset off, and I put it back on, and I was waiting, and I was in here for quite a while, and didn't hear anything, and finally got out. Go ahead.
Okay, well, that explains it. We called a few times pretty soon after you were in there and didn't hear you, and then we waited a long time, then we called and didn't hear you. So you were probably in when we didn't call. Over.
Yeah, you were probably in the middle of that phone call. No worries.
Sure. I guess I should have made some noise and let you guys know that I was going to back out. And tonight, I'm going to have to duck out real quick, so I'll be here for a few minutes more. KC5DTU.
Now, anything happening that we should know about other than the stuff going on Super Tuesday?
Good evening there, Bill. I hear you, AA6S, and I heard you, Mike. You double with Bill. I didn't get all of it. Go ahead.
I just asked you if there was anything new that we didn't cover. I haven't heard anything about any of the items that we discussed while you were over here on last week, Friday or Saturday, I guess. So it's been quiet in the foreign department. You know, with Super Tuesday and everything, it takes all the news time. Over.
That's affirmative. That's affirmative. I have missed my connections today, and that's one of the reasons I'm going to scoot now. I'm going to go try and get caught up. So if anything is going on, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Give me a landline if you want or whatever. Okay, 7-3 for now, Kerry. Thank you.
Okay, 73 is Mike, and Bill, heard you in there, and you sound good, so you must be doing better.
Bill, who do you have to report in? Anybody?
Yeah, check in Ralph and Joe, and QUI. QUI is 1055, and Ralph and ZMW is 817. So check those guys in. Mikey, go ahead.
Okay, got him. Thank you.
Roger, roger.
I listened in every direction for QUI. Couldn't get a trace of him anywhere. I thought I might have been hearing him when I was pointed a little bit north of Atascadero. He might have been getting into some weird ducting to the north at 3. He's normally at 211 for me. That's my heading, 211. At 225 and 230, I was hearing what I thought might have been audio in there, but it was still way down from anything that was usable. So pretty poor propagation. Poor propagation for me tonight in every direction. Everybody's way down from normal.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing on Joe and Ralph. Joe is usually super strong. He was Q5 and so is Ralph, but not that crushing signal like they normally have.
Yeah, I'll be darned. And nothing from MEM?
Nope, I did find out. Joe told me he has be around 100 to 150 watts and a 6-foot long Yagi. Go ahead.
Okay, well, that's a reasonable signal. I could probably work him with that.
Probably could.
Yeah, okay. So did you mention try to get on here at 7:30 to work us on this frequency?
No, the net's going on, and I had to sign off. Ralph was calling net, so I just checked in with him and got off frequency. Go ahead.
Okay, I thought he had his net on Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night's when we work them.
Yeah, but what are they doing there? Isn't that another net?
No, Friday night they're trying to work DX, I think, work, KW6S, stuff like that. Go ahead.
Okay. What night did you work MEM?
Must have been Friday.
Yeah, okay, so he's out there with him, poking around DX-wise. So maybe I should get out here next Friday, this coming Friday, and see if I can work them down there. All right, thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. I haven't heard KW6S yet, but we're getting most of the Bay Area in here. Over.
Roger, roger. Well, they're pretty hard for me here. They're down. I don't know if it's where they point their antenna, probably, but they'd have to specifically head it towards me to hear them. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, they're the only one that hasn't been in a big gun is, well, you should hear Ed, WA6AXX. He's on loud. And you should have been able to hear. I haven't got PQL yet, but I'm sure he'll be in here in just a second. Over.
Well, I'm way off of him unless he points his antenna towards me. Almost 90 degrees, I think.
Well, where are you pointed?
No, I mean, when I point, if he's pointed at you, these antennas are so directional. Unless he points it at me, he's gone. If he points it at me, the signal comes right up. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I haven't worked Jim yet. He hasn't checked in here yet.
No, I know. I'm just saying from past times, I've worked him when he points his antenna at me, but man, when it's not pointed towards me, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, well, let's see. Jim, are you on frequency now? W6PQL, K6MYC in the Bozo Net. Over. He may be up frequency trying to work down into QWI play. Steve K6, is it K6? What the hell? I got QUI and QWI. Or what the hell Steve's called down there in Santa Barbara?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm headed over.
Santa Barbara, I don't know. You mean Steve in Santa Barbara. I'm trying to, well.
I hear you, Jim. Stand by.
What the heck is it here? I don't know. Can't remember.
Well, it's a call like that. W6. Jim in Bay Area. What's Steve's call sign down south?
W6QIW.
QIW. Did you work QIW tonight, Jim? Yeah, I'm not copying you very well at the moment. You're way down. You must have the antenna some other direction. Anybody else in the Bay Area while we're waiting for Jim to point over this way? K6MYC Bozo Net, Bay Area. KB6BA, where are you? KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, where are you, Mike? Oh, light copy. copy, but I got you. I heard WFC in there, so we got you checked in, Mike, but it's very, very poor conditions tonight. Over.
Yeah, you were out there earlier.
Okay. Jim, W6PQL, are you back? Okay. Maybe we'll catch him on the way back there. Anybody else in the Bay Area? KB6BA? K6KLY? Okay. I'm going to move on to Oakley. Here we go. KW6S. I'll come back your way. K6MYC. Go ahead, Tom.
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I got to the push to talk a few seconds after you moved away from me early at just after 7:30. But without the preamp, I can't hear you unless you're pointed pretty close there. Anyway, K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, good. I got you. Solid copy. I'm trying to peek on you, but conditions are pretty poor tonight. Over.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. I'm not getting much on even the guys out of the Bay Area got turned up that way, and that's okay. I couldn't hear him either.
Okay, well, by the way, on 1296, you're one of the first ones we are always looking for because there's no need for me to go south. So I started at W6QUI. We wasted a little time down there and piddling around, and then I came up your way. But we've been waiting for you for about 10 minutes, so you could certainly get in here closer to 7:30. Over.
I was there at that. Well, I thought I was here at 7:30, and then all of a sudden I got distracted, and I heard you calling me. And by the time I got the headset on, you were gone.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't go away. I only moved the antenna from you to Fred, all of about 3 or 4 degrees. So I didn't go away. It might have been just the band.
Yeah, I'm not doing real well here tonight, and I've got to get the LNA swapped out. I've got a suspicion of what caused the problem and a solution for it, but it's going to take me a week or so to get that together.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good spot for you. This might be a little bit more signal strength here, but I'm copying you fine, but I'm trying to give you more RF. All right, well, good luck on the preamp. I know you'd like to have that up there. It is frustrating when you've had it and you know how good it can be, and then you don't have it. It feels like you're working at a great way down from what you should be. Anyway, 7-3 for now, Tom. We got you, and I'm going to go on up and get Oakley and head toward Sacramento, and then get the guys in Reno and Carson City, and then go in and get some dinner. Matt hadn't even gotten home by the time I came out here, so he's been running late. Probably very busy at work, trying to catch up and keep things going like they should be. Anyway, let you go. KW6S, K6MYC.
Very good. Catch you tomorrow night, and I will kind of like driving the car and finding out the turbocharger doesn't work anymore. So we'll be in good shape tomorrow night. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, what is it? What's your turbocharged machine that isn't working? What is that?
Hey, it's like you say. You know, you've experienced something better, and now you're kind of having to limp along without it.
Yeah, that's it. I got you. Okay, 7-3. We'll see you tomorrow night. KW6S, K6MYC. Anybody else while I'm pointed this direction? Bozo Net, K6MYC. Got you, Jim. Tried to get you earlier. W6PQL, K6MYC. You're quite strong.
Yeah, hi, Mike. I just wanted to catch you before you swept past me at the end when you were speaking with Tom, I couldn't raise you. Just to let you know I was in here. And Steve is not in there tonight. I didn't detect him last night either. And there's no problem for me to detect him, so it may have been a false positive that Paul was hearing something else. I don't know. 22, but he's definitely not in there. K6MY, W6PQR.
Okay, you say Steve was not in there tonight? No?
Negative.
Okay, yeah, cross him out then. Very good. I thought you said he was at first, but okay. Too bad about that, but the conditions are very poor. Propagation on 1296 is really down. Missing 10 to 20 dB, I think, tonight, Jim. Over.
Yeah, that's a lot. Signals are very weak, but still yet. Okay, we'll let you carry on. We can head off to the other areas, like Oakley and wherever.
I did get Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. The only one that was missing was K6KLY and KB6BA. But we got everybody else there. 7-3, we'll see you tomorrow. Both hopefully better on 432 tomorrow. W6PQL, K6MYC going to Oakley.
K73.
Okay, Oakley. 1296, hopefully you're in there and tonight and can hear me. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC.
K6MYC from N6RO 835. A little bit warmer today, but no rain. And that's about all I have to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a little warmer here, but we didn't expect any rain. We're looking at between 20 and 30% chance rain Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then nothing until next Tuesday. So we're probably not going to see anything here for several days. It was mostly sunny today. We had a few moments at times where the sun was taken out by overcast. It's just overcast. It wasn't exactly clouds. And after dinner, I went out and it was clear sky. There was nothing up there except a little moisture in the air. Moist air, if you will. It was a nice day, about 50, and we continued to do more brushing and more trailer loads of crap. Hi. Another hard day. I'm getting in good shape. I'll be ready for the 49ers in another week or so.
I suspect so.
Okay. I lie a lot. All right, take care, and we'll see if Steve's in here. W6SSW, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, W6SSW. Yeah, you're definitely in good shape to be able to do all that work around that big property of yours. That's for sure. A lot of maintenance, and you definitely seem to be keeping up on it. That's all good.
I'm hanging in there. Well, I'm making a lot of changes. I haven't touched these shrubs for 5 or 6 years. They were pruned down pretty low by my grandson many years ago. He got in there with a chainsaw and just chopped everything down to about 5 feet. Just made them square topped. Left all the foliage. What I did this time is I stripped them right down to waist high. Each one of these has about 6 to 10 stems. And they're all about 2 inches in diameter coming out of a big base. They've been there for 20, 25, 30 years, so they've got a very good root system. And they got a watering system that feeds them, so they get very, very big. But this time I pruned them way back, and I'm toying with the possibility of even removing them. I'm removing some of them. One of them I cut off. Today I cut it off right at ground level. Hopefully I can kill it. There's some of them that were not planted in the best places, and I don't see any reason to have them underneath a big redwood tree. I've got a huge redwood. It's about 2.5 feet in diameter at the base. And there's no reason to have these shrubs underneath that. They don't do well under there anyway. So I'm removing the shrubs that are under the redwood. So a lot of work, but it looks good when I'm done anyway. W6SSW, K6MYC.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it does. That must be a pretty hardy bush if it'll grow underneath the redwood tree. Usually, underneath it. So, yeah, that's a pretty hardy species.
Well, yeah, they're not exactly. Well, there's 3 or 4 of them under. They don't seem to make any difference. They don't seem to mind the redwood tree. Some of them are under the redwood tree, some are not. But they all seem to grow similarly, and they're not stunted or anything in various places. They're all about the same growth speed and everything, so they don't seem to be bothered by heavy stuff over the top of them.
So you're probably getting a pretty good burn pile together then.
I got a giant burn pile right now. It's just huge. But it's all green.
Yeah, you got a couple months still, I guess, before they cut that off.
Oh, yeah, we'll get well into May, sometimes well into June before they give us a bad time about burning. At least that's been the past history, so I got plenty of time to burn it. It'll be pretty dried out leaf-wise. The leaves will get it going, and then it'll cook out the rest of it. All right. Anyway, how was your day? It was a pretty similar day, I guess, to what Ken had over there. Overcast and modest temperatures and not much rain.
Yeah. It was nice. A little bit of shade from the clouds. No wind. Very calm water in the backyard. The ex-L'Oreal and I went down to the polling place and wasn't very crowded, but then we went over to the shopping center near that. But that was about it for that outing today.
Okay, very good. Well, I sent mine in. I have a absentee ballot that I sent in, so hopefully they'll open that before it's all over. Anyway, it's kind of a meaningless ballot, but that's okay. We got to go through the motions anyway. At least it determines who's going to run on which ticket. Hi. 7-3, Steve. We'll see you tomorrow night on 2 meters. W6SSW and N6RO, 7-3 guys, K6MYC going toward Sacramento, Meadow Vista.
All right, 7-3, W6SSW.
Good night. Okay, here we are toward Meadow Vista. KR6MR. I don't expect anything. Again, the band is very weak tonight. KR6MR, K6MYC, over. Anybody else up there? Paul, are you still in the shack? K6WIS, KW6T, N6RZJ, KE6ILX. Surprise me one of these days, Jeff. KR6MR, K6MYC, calling 1296 in the Sacramento direction and standing by. I could almost make out some CW, but I'm not sure I'm hearing CW or imaginary. I haven't got anything definite yet from you, John. KR6MR, KR6MR. KR6MR. KR6MR, KR6MR. I'm bumping the antenna back and forth a little bit. I'm hearing a little voice. Try it again. Go ahead. KR6MR. I heard a voice in there. Don't know if it was you or who it was. KR6MR. 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 K6MYC calling and standing by. Over. keep hearing imaginary voices. I don't know whether that's you in there or not. KR6MR. Normally you make shorter transmissions than that, so I don't think I'm hearing you. I think I'm hearing an imaginary station there. KR6MR, 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 759. Give me calls and Bozo number. Maybe something will come through. K6MYC Bozo Net, calling and listening. Boy, I'm not hearing a thing. I'm going to go to Nevada. Going to Nevada, looking for KW6 N7 Whiskey Tango. N7 Whiskey Tango. N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango. What time is it, Rob?
4:19.
Yeah, I'm late. We missed a window. Shame on you.
I thought it was 9 something. It's 8 something, huh?
Yeah, 8:05.
Okay, I'll have to mark it down on my log.
Okay. There he is. Roger, N7WT, got your CW, Q4 on CW. Got your Delta Mike 08 and got the N7WT. Got it all okay, Larry. I'm surprised to hear you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for putting in the time there. Sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I'm late. 73s, Larry. We'll see you tomorrow. On 2 meters. N7WT, K6MYC. 73, Larry. Okay, I did not hear a response, but we got him. There's a 73. Roger, 73, Larry, 73. We got you all okay. Roger. 73, see you tomorrow. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC. Bye-bye. Okay. I think we're done. Let me go back to Meta Vista and give John one more call here. KR6MR. We did hear Larry in there. You might have a little bit of propagation tonight. I did work Larry in Nevada. KR6MR, K6MYC, calling and listening. Over. Hey, Aaron, are you listening here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, somebody just came in. Who was that? Go it again. Is that you, John? KR6MR, go ahead. Oh, maybe it was me hearing your background noise there, Aaron. Are you hearing any trace of a signal?
No, Mike. Yeah, and I'm listening to both rigs.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if John's there. I just can't check him in because I just don't hear enough to be sure. I did hear Larry fine. I got his call sign. Did you copy Larry, CW?
Oh, yeah, that was booming in.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was good. He's up and down. It doesn't last very long, but his 73 was very strong. Okay, well, good. I think we're done. I don't think I should go back anywhere. I don't think we missed anybody. I could try the Bay Area again, but we pretty much got everybody that's going to check in from there. So I think we're done. I think I'll go in and get some dinner, maybe.
And maybe a cookie?
Well, maybe. I did have a cookie last night, too. Rob talked me into it.
I'm sure that was I'm sure you had to twist your arm for that one.
Yeah, it still hurts, actually.
That was a tough one.
He's a hard twister.
Yeah, you know, that peer pressure is a hard thing, Mike.
Yes, that's it, yeah. Nothing worse than peer pressure on the armpit. Okay, well, good. Thanks for the help tonight, Aaron, and good evening. And anybody else is still listening here, I think Frank hurt his back again, so he didn't want to stay out in the cold too long, so he went out and in, but I don't think he stayed long enough for us to get Rob or Ron in there, QUI.
Okay. Oh, I got a fun antenna story for you.
Oh, you mean a pointy thing? Is it a pointy thing or a non-directional thing?
Oh, it's a non-directional one, but I pulled an antenna out that I've had in storage for a while that I use occasionally. It's just a dual band, 2 meter 440 diamond, and was mucking around with it and checking it out, and it worked good on 2 meters, and then go to use it on 70 centimeters, and it was complete crap. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I started doing some research and opened up the antenna and found out that there's 2 capacitors inside the antenna that can just go bad, and 70 centimeters just stops working.
Wow, what are these capacitors for? Is it a trap thing?
Well, because it's a dual band, yeah. I'm assuming that they're using that to tune the 70 centimeter sight in. So now I got to track down some capacitors. I'm going to fix it because it's relatively easy to get in there and do it. I just got to find the right size capacitors and break out the soldering iron.
Yeah, you can probably find somebody that has one online that's fixed it. Not that you need to know how to fix it. You just need to find the source, but whoever sells a diamond might have those parts.
Oh yeah. Fortunately, I've heard that some of them will come from the factory with soldering problems on the capacitors, and that's what kind of led me to believe that there might be something in there. And so mine looks fine. It's just you start doing research, and apparently the capacitors just go bad.
Yeah, you may have just run a little too much power into them. Those antennas have got to be power limited if they've got little chip capacitors in there and stuff like that.
Well, the last time I used it was last year with a handheld, and I've never had that antenna hooked up to the 9700, so I've never put a significant amount of power through it. Apparently they just, with age or whatever. As I said, it's been sitting in a closet for the last 6 months, and then before that it's been sitting in the closet for like the last 10 years, so it went bad on its own. It's not like it's been out in the weather.
Well, it definitely has a psychological problem because you're not paying enough attention to it, and it's just giving you a ration of crap.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I figured, well, I might as well fix it and then give it to somebody else or something because, it's basically, it's the antenna I take with me when I go camping, and I haven't gone camping for the last couple of years.
Well, you're going to go camping in Dallas, but you might want to take a hold of. There's quite a few people down around that area that are on sideband, so I don't know if you can take a sideband radio with you, but that might be a way to have some fun when you get out in the sticks there.
Well, we'll be staying in hotels actually, because with the baby, camping's kind of a difficult thing to do. And I will have the 705 with me, so I will have full HF and 2 meter 440 sideband capabilities. It's just going to be on 10 watts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're out there on a Friday night or Saturday night when I'm on 40, I'll be down on 7147 plus minus, over.
Oh yeah, I'll have to see if I can find you, and we'll figure out how much time I'll have to. Well, I'll definitely during the eclipse. I'm going to have the radio set up regardless because I want to be able to listen to local, repeater chatter because there's going to be so many people there. I figure I'll be able to kind of figure out what's going on by listening to the local, hams.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, don't kill yourself, but if you can dangle I don't know if you're going to be in a motel or a hotel. If it's a hotel and you're on the 5th floor, you can dangle 30 feet of wire out the window.
Oh, I'll have my buddy stick with me and a couple wire antennas, so yeah, I'll have options.
Yeah, okay, well, I could probably work your buddy stick. I'm running 3 elements at 90 feet here. Nothing else, you hear my 1500 going.
Oh yeah, well, I was listening to you on 40 this morning and you were booming in here.
Okay. I got up late this morning. I didn't even get out there till 9 o'clock, so that's amazing that you even heard me. Normally I'm in there at 8 o'clock, and I woke up at 6:30 again, but then I go back to sleep, and I was so exhausted from what I was working on all night. I was working on putting this greasy, bolted together mechanism that was hanging in space, put it together, and you had to get it all aligned with winch cables, and oh my God, I was just struggling all night with this. I was so tired when I woke up, I had to sleep some more.
Well, very good. Well, most of the time in the morning, I'm not back at the house till about 8:30, 9 o'clock anyway. So that's when and on Tuesdays I work from home. So I'm usually in the car before that or sleeping before that. So yeah, I have to get up and get all the kids out of the house, and then I wander back here and turn the radios on. So when I fired up 40 meters and saw a strong signal down in the extra portion on the waterfall, I figured I knew who it was, and sure enough, it was you.
Oh, we darned. Okay, well, good. Yeah, the other guys could have been strong, too. I don't know whether Phil had his amplifier on, but WB6GGY can be pretty bodacious. And Bill was there, but didn't. I don't know whether he was running his amp or not. He might have been running barefoot, too. But he has a pretty good, strong signal. But, yeah, you and I are so close and almost line of sight from my antenna there. The big 40 is up on the hill, and you can look right into the back side of it. Actually, I was pointing almost in your direction tonight with the 2-element this morning because I was trying to raise my friend in Arizona, so I made most of my transmissions beaming at 120. Off you a bit, but broad enough so it would still be more energy going that way than the other way, over.
Oh, Roger. Well, and of course, my antenna is a cloud warmer anyway, so as long as it's reflecting, off the atmosphere and coming straight down, I'm going to hear it.
Yeah. All righty. Well, listen, 7-3, I'm out of here. Rob, good evening to you. This is your last night on 1296 for 8 weeks. Have fun, and you can tell us how it's going. We're going to miss a few of you in here, K6VBG and yourself, and maybe 1 or 2 others that are going to that class. I don't think we had anybody else in here. I got just 20 people tonight. What do you got?
Yeah, I just counted. I've got 22, including you and I. And I think Kerry was interested in maybe taking it too. Over.
Yeah, Kerry, I don't think he's still here, but he will probably. He did say he was interested in taking the class. I don't know if he needs his extra. Is he just taking it for fun, or is he taking it to get his extra license?
Well, I think he wouldn't bother taking it unless he was going to get his license, over.
Well, some people do, just to keep freshened up. Okay, well, anyway. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow on this on 2 meters. And then, of course, coordinate with me on Friday or Thursday night on the 432 band, and we'll figure out what time you're going to come by. KM6SR with K6USY signing, and I'm signing as well. K6MYC, clear but listening.
Okay, Mike, K6USY, KM6SR, 73.
All right, good night, Mike. And yeah, even though I'm not going to the class, I am still studying. So I have an app on my phone, and I've been reading the question pool. So I'm hoping to also take the extra around the same time that the guys going to the class do.
Okay, Aaron, we'll hold a spot for you there. K6USY, KM6SRR.
Now, you could do it that way. That's what I did. I just studied hard for a day or so before the test and went down and took it, passed it. But I'm a good crammer.
I'm just every couple days I just go through the new section of questions. The app I'm using has it broken into like 27 different, the 27 different topics that are on the test, and I'm just going through each section and going through the questions a couple times and then moving on to the next one. So, yep, hopefully I'll get that done, and we'll see what happens. But good night, Mike. K6MYC, K6USY.
Okay, good luck with it. Good night. K6MYC off.
Good night.